Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So we have some news to talk about in Iraq, and that is that the Prime Minister has won re-election in a major victory, according to the Times of Israel. This is according to sources close to the Prime Minister. With that being said, with the Prime Minister coming in first place in this parliamentary election, it's pretty safe to say that he's going to become the next. He is going to be continuing to be the Prime Minister. No regime change in Iraq, but of course, that this is how it goes. So the Prime Minister, the head of state, officially winning that said election. I would say, technically, that is Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, who has been the Prime Minister of Iraq since 2022. And that was originally from his 2021 victory, where his political party, the Sadrist movement, ended up, of course, winning. Of course, they said election winning a majority, a net gain of 19. However, of course, there's no way to get an absolute majority. I think all the Iraqi political parties and movements know this. You need 165 in order to get to win the Council of Representatives of Iraq. And you'll see that the majority party is a Sadrist movement led by of course, the Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. Now, it's also known as the Faratan movement, and this political party, more of a centrist political party. And that's kind of how the third world usually goes, especially in the Middle East. They don't really follow our political spectrum in an Americanized, in a Europeanized, or Westernized, better way to put it, system. They really focus on more of left versus right when it comes to fiscal issues, not social issues that much. If you were going to use Western terms for Iraq, we would describe Iraq as left-wing fiscally, fiscally left-wing or progressive, while right-wing socially, and that's kind of how Africa and the rest of the third world has been described also. So that's kind of how Iraq is and being a part of the third world is kind of run. And you'll see their political party, the ruling party, the Faratan movement, is, of course, a centrist political party. With that being said, we can add Iraq to the center, to the win for the moderates. Okay? Of course, then again, this is not using American terminology. If we were using American terms, we would really categorize Germany as left-wing. But of course, actually, yeah, because technically Christian Democrats did win in Germany. But it would be a little bit different compared to what we originally seen. So, obviously, this is, of course, a victory for the center. Really, I don't think they really care about if they win Iraq, because it's a different type of center over there. And I'll say we kind of get along with this guy. I mean, hey, give this guy some credit. This guy was willing to show up and meet with President Trump in Cairo last month and trying to get the peace it's very impossible to end this brutal conflict in the Middle East. He was willing to show up. Let's give this guy some credit. I would imagine relations are growing with this guy. Our relations are healthy with Iraq. I think we need to see if it's in the list of strained relations. So, relations with the United States, foreign relations, and yeah, I want to know what countries that are strained. Okay, meaning that countries where we have strained relations. Okay, these are current. Yeah, Iraq is not on here, which is good. It used to be on here, mainly due to the, of course, it was formerly strained. It looks like they haven't been strained. We are strategic and cooperative partners, although our relationship can be a little shaky sometimes because Iraq has a lot of Iranian-aligned political parties. I want to believe it's the State of Law. Yes, the State of Law coalition. Yeah, their alignment is very pro-Shia, Shiite Islam, anti-Sunnism. They're aligned with the axis of resistance, which we know is the like the modern Axis powers in the Middle East. You have mainly the Axis, Iran, Syria, and Yemen being a part of that main axis there, or mainly Iran, Hezbollah now as of 2025. Iran, Hezbollah, slash Hamas also, and then the Houthis. Being the axis of resistance in the Middle East, and that's kind of what they're aligned with. So I would imagine that we would be very worried if this political party would have got their guy in, and obviously it doesn't look like they did. Let's see. They already have 31 seats. Would we go to war with Iraq? No. But I would imagine that relations would be like shaky, like Colombia is right now, right? It would be very rocky, very unstable, like U.S. Colombia relations are currently right now. It's not in a good state with the United States and Colombia. But you have, of course, the State of Law is gaining according to 2021. We don't have the official net gain of seats yet, but the Times, the news, multiple sources have come out just 2 hours ago. We have the Times of Israel. We have Reuters coming out saying that, yes, the incumbent prime minister, the current prime minister Soudani, has won re-election. I want to congratulate him and his supporters. And really, I hope our relations continue. It wasn't really long, and it never was long, when Iraq and the U.S. were at war. A war, obviously, that I think was a mistake. The U.S. invaded Iraq, and we had a very long adversarial relationship going from the 1960s to 2003, and now our relationship is kind of up in the air. I want to see good relations with Iraq. I think everyone wants to see good relations with Iraq. But obviously, I think it's important that everyone knows that the U.S. definitely, in order for the U.S. to have a good relationship with Iraq, U.S. is expecting Iraq to walk away from Iran because they are very, very, very close with Iran. And that's not, to America, that's not necessarily a good thing. But the good news is, now, Iraq is not tied like Belarus is tied to Russia. And it seems that we are doing good with Belarus in recent months. We have not really an adversarial relationship. We have a friendly, cooperative, although we are strained relations, of course, but we're more talk and more diplomatic compared to the rest of Europe. And when it comes to Iraq, our leaders met with each other in Cairo, and the leaders met with each other in Cairo. Iraq was willing to have a diplomatic conversation about the peace in the Middle East, which is very hard to do because Iraq is technically an adversary of Israel, and technically they are a backer and supporter of Hamas. Put it on plain paper there. So it's and along with Turkey also, but I'm glad to see Iraq come to the table. And when it comes to our future relationship, I'm hoping it's for the better. President Trump, he is a man that wants to work with everyone. And, I don't trust the other prime minister. I think it was Abadi. Oh, yeah, this was the prime minister. The prime minister, I think it was Abadi for sure. Yeah, Abadi. Yeah, we went, I don't know, did we kill him? I thought we killed an Iraqi minister. No, he's still alive. No, well, yeah, obviously, Iraq did not like it when we killed Soleimani on their soil, on their airport. So that really strained relations. And I don't think the last prime minister, that things would work out with him. But I mean, hey, I support any prime minister, really, if he's left or right. I really don't care. Any prime minister any candidate for prime minister that's going to help U.S. Iraqi relations expand and create a friendly relationship. I think the Iraqis also want that also. So what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, see you all in the next political episode.